So basically this was a fourth year portfolio. I think it's got like 70 pages, and the fifth was 109, so I think this one might be better to just like run through it all, try to do quickly, and try to remember everything from the project. But it was basically based in Hackney Wick, so the site is over here, and I'm just showing basically the connections and public transports, green parks, and the conservation area. And then we also did like a case study around. So these places were basically where we went on site and perhaps interviewed the people, the users over there. And just to give a perspective, this was based, there's warehouses and temporary or really bad residential properties there. So the council wants to demolish it and build new flats. So we went there to interview because people are just in risk to leave. So we have the sites on the top, and basically the user group who are living there, the type of profession and the age gap as well, and slightly sketch of what these spaces look like. Some interior photographs how these users were living, and Hackney Wick is more like an artistic place, so this is really just like photographers, artists, and just within that industry. Just outside of some sites used around the Hackney Wick. And then this is some highlights of the site. There were risking demolition of housing for development. Some users that we had feedback from and what they say about living there, what represents for them. So then the program starts, how the relationship with the client and the project itself. And so the idea was to, because they live in a particular way, I think it was beneficial to create a project where it matches the way they live, and it could work in a scenario where, okay, it's going to be demolished. If it's going to create a new development of housing, then they can just perhaps move temporarily to this project or the one I'm creating, and then perhaps if they want to leave a new development, it's up to them, or if they want to stay on this one. So just highlight of where the site is, pretty much all of this area here. And then I also proposed like to demolish some buildings that were quite in risk of the structure or not very sustainable, I'd say, for the project itself, and then proposed to retain some of it. Perhaps some other ideas of retain the brick from the demolition that I want to do for some flooding solutions. And then we got the site analysis where the noise buffer, subposition, wind analysis as well, and what's the design intentions to connect different areas of Hackney Wick, and what I visualize the massing and circulation, and then the green spaces. Just a quick sketch of the early stages, perhaps how I want it to be. And in some precedents of Adams Walk, for example, and Habitat 67, where they are kind of modular, and there's a quite interesting link where this area is kind of a reflection on this corner is this one, and so on on different floors. And so I'm trying to study like how these were built and linked together, similar to Habitat 67, and then as a comparison between them, they have similar design or ideology design, and with the same width, I say. And so the idea was, especially that I wanted to preserve the way they were living currently. So I wanted to create a flexible space where it doesn't have, the living room is just not the living room. It could be created into a different space, as a studio, for example. And then this reflects on the typology or the design itself, where instead of having a conventional flat where it's like commercial on the ground floor and residential on the top, there's a different variety of flexibility within each floor. Some ideas of collective modules or individuals where I tend to do for the project itself, and then like if you see how they are linked, or for example here's like one part of the project that creates a yard, And we can see this, for example, could be one flat, this could be another flat, so it's different types of layouts, just to accommodate the user. And so it's like a link between the Adams Walk and Habitat 67 as well. And design process, which here is doing slightly better, where the grid line of 5 to 5 represented the same with other precedents, the proposed watch buildings, how the massing is going to be, for example, and then the massing volumetry, the sunlight, where each unit will have sunlight and a view as well for the canal, and an overview. This was some tests where I laser cut those modules and I tried to play how they would look like on the physical model as well. And then the platform that links everything, where the stairs and lifts are mainly. And then here represents basically the massing and design, private spaces and circulation. And then here's more the public circulation. And so the other idea was to create what was creating on this side more into what's actually Hackney Wick. So the ground floor looks something like this, and how the units would look like. And then just focus in one area of the ground floor. This is the visualized. And then we go up the first, but then it kind of repeats the same idea. And then you can see here where one of the ideas as well is just the units could be self-built, perhaps from the users or by the users. Just a rooftop, and then part here is part of the circulation, the space, and then the public space as well as circulation. How the material was used. So I kind of trying to see what others like, what type of materials would be best. So and then at the end use this one where it would be probably be interesting to have the structure seen from outside. So I will explain more in a few pages where the structure is condensed straw and it's like certified by a passive house as well. It's quite interesting the way they do it, and it's also a part of the structure. It's just an idea how the unit is built. The physical model, just kind of like a naked unit. Just some photos of it, just a 3D of it, and more in specific how the U values, thermal conductivity, and etc. of this structure. Some case studies that has been already been used, and then just a more detail or specific, detailed drawings where have this section and then a close up how it's built, just technical drawing, how it works in terms of how it reflects with the sun position in different times of the year. The heating and cooling design strategy being used, and the water system, and the system fire strategy at the end. And there is part of the development that is still room for improvement or in room for extend if it's needed, and then just basically how that will work. And then that's it pretty much. Yeah, thank you. I probably missed Sky a lot, but if you guys have any questions.
Where did you study, Pedro?
University of East London.
Cool.
Yeah, this was a fourth year project. Yeah.
How did you decide the orientation of the units and how they all stack together and stuff?
That's a good point. Part of it was from the site analysis where I think maybe from here. So because of the noise buffer and other elements, I wanted the top unit to create like just like a shield for the noise, and so that's why they will go maybe on the sketch you might represent. So you see on this one here, so the top ones will be more in the corners, and then it kind of like goes down, and then what this gives
All the other top of the unit will have sunlight because of the position of the sun, and it will also have most of them just a view for the canal. Yeah, but it's from here, because all these ones are low or one ground, which is the first floor, so all the others above still can have views and some sunlight, natural sunlight. Yeah.
Cool.